controversy about it in certain circles. And everybody had an opinion. The thing was, is when people heard it, they felt like the 45 in the song was a gun. But they're wrong. The 45 in the song is actually a metaphor for the world. And everything that it is going to hand you, everything that it will take away from you. When I was 15 years old, I had a very dear friend of mine. He's still my friend to this day. And he had a family member, he had a cousin. And his cousin had this wonderful sense of humor. He had a very gifted comedic sense. He could take a negative situation and walk into a room, and you forgot why you were mad because basically you were laughing too hard. The only problem was he had the lowest self-esteem self-esteem that I've ever seen and ever witnessed. He didn't really feel like he was worth that much. He didn't really understand why they even cared. And one day, on Christmas Day actually, my friend, when he was going over to his cousin's house, because they were getting ready to have a big family dinner, they only lived 2 houses down from one another. So he walked in the front door, and his bro was usually, in the living room watching TV, hanging out, or playing video games or something like that. We were young. But he wasn't there on this day. He was actually in his room. So my friend goes to the room, and the door's closed. He goes to unlock it, and it's locked. So he knocks on the door, and he's like, "Hey, you! Let's go. They're waiting on you." And then there was a silence. So he yelled again. He's like, "Yo! Not cool no more, man. It's time to go." Then a voice from the other side of the door came across. And he said, "I can't do it. I can't go on. I'm done. I have nowhere to turn. I don't understand why I feel like this, but I do." And then before my friend could say anything, bang! And then time stood still. And when I say stood still, I mean still. And a few more minutes went by. Then all of a sudden, there was a rustling from the other side of the door. And it was almost, you could sense there was movement, and things were moving around. And things and objects that had been stacked up were being taken down. And furniture that had been put in the wrong place, it was being raked across a hardwood floor. And then my friend, who at this point has fallen to the ground, notices that the doorknob is twitching. So he stands up, and the door opens. And there he was. And he looked into his eyes, and he said, and this is the cousin, you have to remember this. This is what he says to his friend. "You see, I couldn't even do this. I couldn't even finish this." And in absolute desperation, he said, "Help me understand what I am supposed to do so that I can go forward, because I am completely lost and utterly confused." So my friend took his hands and placed them on his. And he looked him in the eyes and he said, "You have not even begun to scratch the surface of how important your life means to not only me, our friends, and our families, and to the world that is waiting for the gift that is you."
That's right.
And he said something I will never forget. He looked him square in the eyes and he said, "The will to live will always outweigh the ability to die."
That's right. Woo!
so you know, if you want, or if you are curious where this young man is today, he has an absolutely beautiful family, he is beyond successful, and he survived, and he's happy. This song is called 45.